Tesla's electricity farm. Tesla Incorporated is an American electric vehicle, an energy-efficient company based in Palo Alto, California. Tesla's latest offerings include electric cars, energy storage from home to the grid, solar products, and related products and services. Hello viewers, welcome to TEKNXS, a place where luxury and finance lovers come to get inspired. In today's video, we will discuss about horizons of Tesla electricity farm. Let's start. How it is affected in Australia. The quality of Tesla has come and gone, leaving many experts scratching their heads at what they saw. In lieu of the expected million-mile battery, we bought a collection of plans, a sketch to make Tesla's personal batteries, a graph to method uncooked substances along with a design to mine your personal lithium. It reduced 90% of the cost of the grid service it performs and has already taken a majority share of the market. The energy market operator calls for FCAS frequency control and ancillary services when a problem occurs or maintenance is required. On the power grid in Australia, which consists of large and expensive gas generators and steam turbines kicking in to compensate for power loss, the project's success in Australia has led to a lot more demand for the stationary energy storage products of Tesla. We recently reported that Tesla's Power Pack was again chosen after securing $25 million in funding to deploy another large energy storage project in Australia. Tesla also now has its own plans, with power walls in Australia for a 50,000 home virtual power plant, which would represent even more energy storage capacity. Elon Musk agreement, Tesla's battery. In March, Elon Musk made a wager on Twitter that his organization Tesla could, in simply 100 days, construct a 100 megawatt, 129 megawatt lithium-ion battery system, larger than any difference in the world, in South Australia. If Tesla neglected the deadline, Australia would get its cash back. No questions asked. Tesla passed, and after preliminary testing, the record-setting battery died in the past this month. It was once additionally simply in time when South Australia's brutal summer started in December. In fact, inside 2 weeks of going online, the Hornsdale Power Reserve battery gadget used to be put in the check for the first time. On December 14, one of the coal-fired strength devices at Loy Yang, one of Australia's biggest energy plants, tripped and prompted an unexpected and huge electricity drop, 560 megawatts, adequate to electricity some 170,000 Australian homes. This was once precisely the type of trouble the Tesla battery used to be constructed for. Twitter's gamble got here after Musk publicly introduced that his batteries should clear up the continual troubles of electricity outages throughout the summertime in South Australia. Tesla surpassed with high-quality success. Literally, in much less than the blink of an eye, it took place so quickly that the Australian energy market regulator could not time it. The Tesla battery, some 1,000 kilometers away from the coal plant, fired a 7 megawatt electricity discharge on the grid, stopping the bleeding and beginning the grid on its way to recovery. Almost all networks have a shrunk backup electricity supply to remain idle throughout durations of low electricity wants and to begin when needed. In most cases, these backups are fossil gas. Peak electricity plants, fossil fuels stay the most dependable way to supply strength in emergencies. The success of Tesla's battery system, which is charged with wind power, may want to be viewed as proof of thought that a renewable storage gadget plus battery may want to exchange the want for fossil gasoline backup plants. Tesla's battery is technically solely shrunk for a few particular offerings to the neighborhood grid, so Hornsdale Power Reserve did not now have to assist in the match of this large Australian electricity failure, and in fact it surely could not have solved the trouble on its own. Tesla's battery power. As fast, clean, and massive as this Tesla battery is, it is nevertheless particularly depressing in the grand scheme of things. It can energy around 30,000 homes, however 70 megawatts from the 100 megawatt 129 megawatt machine can solely remain 10 minutes. The different 30 megawatts can furnish 3 hours of power. In that region, at the time, the shriveled backup to the grid was once a coal plant at the Gladstone Power Station, which in those two latest cases activated a few seconds after the Tesla battery released the battery from its functions. In different words, the lithium-ion battery farm is an exceptional backup, possibly the exception in the world, given its speed. However, it has but to be salvaged for fossil fuels, eventually. The battery can save sufficient strength to energy around 30,000 properties for greater than an hour, but officers hope it can assist stabilize the device and ease the energy load throughout top demand. Key objectives in South Australia, the place the complete nation suffered a blackout in September 2016. Another trouble is that batteries related to wind strength generators, like this one, are inherently unstable. How Tesla's battery can be improved. As Akshat Rathi suggested for quartz until this month, lithium-ion batteries can solely preserve strength for a few weeks at most and start to lose their cost as quickly as the charging supply is removed. If the wind stops blowing in Adelaide, Musk's large drum package turns into useless. So for now, till battery expense drops substantially, or we could come up with a way for them to preserve expenses longer, these kinds of structures are solely true as backups for high electricity periods, such as summertime in Australia. That's why we have not viewed battery farms develop in all places. Governments and utilities do not desire to spend cash on something that is vain for most of the year. Some analysts say that the charges of renewable electricity and batteries are falling. Has saved electrical energy to tough wash customers. According to the report, preliminary proof suggests that the battery is assisting to decrease some of the fees borne through South Australian electrical energy users. With excessive penetration from wind farms, which until lately did no longer provide FCAS, the nation has drawn a whole lot of the backup strength from mills on the East Coast. However, when the interconnector to Victoria is beneath maintenance, AEMO should reap some frequency manipulation inside the state. Before the Tesla battery, there has been solely 4 gas-fired strength vegetation that supplied it. The trouble is that they are no longer usually reachable and can be very expensive, a price that finally flows to the power buyers of South Australia. To put it in context, on a single day in October 2016, Australia's energy regulator observed that the value of regulating offerings inside SA handed $4.5 million, whilst buying these offerings as priced a nation greater than $50 million, seeing that 2015. But with the battery now providing FCAS offerings at decreasing prices, the South Australian market hasn't viewed comparable fee spikes over the summer. Hose services. The only state that has seen a decrease in FCAS costs over the period is reportedly South Australia. Some estimates put the savings in just a few months at over $30 million. Laura Olson, Regional Business Development Manager for Tesla Energy, also attended the conference and explained that thermal plants are bidding for FCAS on the basis of their volatile fuel costs, while Tesla is charging its wind power batteries at a stable and cheap price. It has been a generator of money. According to evaluation via consultancy Energy Synapse, Hornsdale Power Reserve has made an estimated $1.4 million, so away through shopping for electricity when costs are low and promoting when they are high. The widespread majority of this cash, 95%, was once bought on 5 very warm days in January and February when fees have been at their most volatile. Interestingly, Energy Synapse Evolution estimates that the battery clearly misplaced cash in the strength market in 57 days, but that does now not consist of the cash made with FCAS. It's additionally no longer totally clear how Neon's money-making or bit-rich approach works, given that it additionally owns neighboring Hornsdale Wind Farm, which is reduced in size to grant strength and shares a grid connection point. Energy Synapse founder Maria Pekovic says that battery operators will want to be cautious to keep away from biking the battery unnecessarily for little monetary gain. Tesla's battery have synchronizing capabilities in addition to the easy plug-and-play setup of the custom-installed outlets. Synchronization generators ensure that redundancy protocols are in place and that the load is split between the two machines, potentially saving fuel consumption. These specific units are synchronized using the power source and drain cable sets that can be hired from any of our machines. Big Battery could stop another statewide blackout. Last week, as a record heat wave pushed the electric grid of California to the brink, the world's most powerful lithium-ion battery was unveiled outside San Diego, displaying a technology that could reduce the risk of blackouts and helping the climate goals of the state. In September 2016, South Australia plunged into darkness when storms ripped via transmission lines. Failures in the transmission gadget induced a number of wind farms to shut down unexpectedly. With that surprising loss of generation, South Australia once commenced producing greater electricity via the interconnector to Victoria, which grew to become overloaded and shut down. The 100 megawatt output of the Tesla battery may also appear small in contrast to South Australia's high energy demand of around 3,000 megawatts. However, its potential to inject electrical energy shortly in a fraction of a 2D is a foremost component in its success. AEMO is now working on a new production scheme, and Tesla's large battery will play a role. Its goal is to notice excessive flows in the interconnector and spark off the battery. It starts to discharge its full output as shortly as viable whilst discharging electricity to houses and agencies if necessary. And future batteries should additionally be a section of the scheme in the future. That's all for today. Express your thoughts and comments. We reply each of your comments. For more updates, like the video and hit the subscribe button. See you again.